Alright, so today we are moving on to expanding brackets. So, what we've got to look at is, here's our first equation, and there's a really simple rule, and if you can remember this rule, it will make everything we do hereafter simple. Because you just stick to the rule. The rule is always the same. The rule is always the same. So I've got 5 bracket x plus 3. Right. Seems simple enough. Looks simple enough. Let's see what we do. What is sneakily hidden in here? A multiply sign. And what is happening is that we are going to multiply these guys together. See, I didn't want to highlight the whole thing. Anyway, I'm going to try something tricky there. Now, we multiply each thing in the brackets by the thing on the outside of the brackets. So I go 5 multiplied by x. 5 multiplied by x is 5x. Then I multiply the 5 by the next thing in the brackets. 5 multiplied by positive 3 is positive 15. Simple as that. 5 multiplied by x, 5 multiplied by 3. Big old swing. Like going on a swing, how you swing short to start off with and bigger as you go out. Short, bigger, short, bigger. Alright, let's have a go at another one. 8 multiplied by x take y. Now, actually I should point out, can I add those two together? No, I cannot add those two together because they are not like terms. We did that last lesson. They are not like terms. We cannot add them together. Alright, here we go. First step. Number times the first thing equals 8x. Then 8 times the second thing, so 8 times negative y is negative 8y. Can I bring those two together? No, I can't. They are not like terms. That's where I finish. One last one for these simple guys, where we've got a negative a. Even more fun. Times x take away y. No numbers at all. But the rule is still the same. Negative a multiplied by x. Negative times a positive is a negative answer, so we've got negative ax. Negative a times negative y. A negative times a negative is a positive ay. And that's it. Trickiest part is the positives and the negatives. You can get that down, pretty well set. Still can't bring them together because they're still not like terms. Alright, let's go something more complicated. We're doing example 11, where we've got numbers and letters on the outside. So we've got 5x, 6y, take 7z. Alright, not too much more complicated than what we were doing in class recently, or what we've done in other recent sections. Once again, the rule is still the same. This guy multiplied by this guy. 5x times 6y. 5 times 6 is 30. Tack the two letters on the end. Next part, 5x times negative 7. 5 times negative 7 is negative 35. Tack the numbers on the end, letters on the end, xz. Done. Not too tricky at all, especially if you make sure you're following the rule. Next one. Negative 4y 2x plus 3w. Making sure we follow the rule. Negative 4y times 2x. Negative 4 times 2. Negative 8. Take on the letters on the end. xy. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12 wy. Always try and get your letters in alphabetical order. It's just good math. Keeps things neat. Do they have to be? No, they do not have to be, but it's just good math to have them in the right order. Saves trouble later on if you're trying to keep an eye out for like terms. Alright, last one for worked example 11 is x 2x plus 3y. Yeah, y. There you go. Alright, now this is where it gets tricky, but what you should remember is when they're different letters we just tack them on the end, but when they're the same letter we count them up and that's our power. So I've got x times 2x, well, 2 just stays the same, but our x goes to the power of, how many x's do I see? 1, 2, so it's to the power of 2. Added on to x times 3y, well that's 2 different letters, so we just tack them on the end, x, 3xy. Bam. Done. Let's see if we can pump through these other examples just as quickly. Example 12. Nothing too fancy here. We're just going to have to simplify because we'll find some like terms in this one. For x take 4 plus 5 at the end. Okay, so we expand our brackets first. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16 plus 5. Negative 16 add on 5 gives us 4x stays the same. Negative 16 add on 5 gives us negative 11. Right, because it goes in the opposite direction, we've got a negative and a positive. Just like that. Alright, next one. I've got x by y take 2 plus 5x. Rule stays the same. X times y, that's just xy. X times negative 2 is negative 2x plus 5x. Then I gather my like terms together. xy stays out the front, he's happy there. Negative 2x add on 5x should give you positive 3x. There we go. Alright, next one down. Zooming through. Negative x to y take z plus 5x. A little bit of a tricky one, but not so bad. Let's see. Rule stays the same. Negative x times y is negative xy. Negative times the negative makes positive xz plus 5x. Can we put anything together there? Not a single like term among them, so it just stays like that. Done. And I'll put one last one on this video, but I will also put up a video for expanding two sets of brackets and expanding two pairs of brackets. So that's coming up too, so keep an eye out. But the last one for this video, 7x take 6 to y take 2x. Okay, does anything change because this is here? Nothing changes at all. The rule stays the same. Although you need to keep an eye on that negative, on that subtract negative, same thing. You need to keep an eye on it because it does change what we're going to do. But having the 7x out the front instead of at the end, no change whatsoever. That doesn't affect us in the slightest. So, negative 6x times y. Why, that's simply 7x subtract 6y. And then we multiply again. 6x, negative 6 times negative 2. Well, that's positive 12. And tack the x on the end. Now, I've got some like terms here. I've got 7x, I've got plus 12x. I can ignore this negative 6y in the middle there. He's got nothing to do with what I'm doing now, because he's not a like term. He can just sit there on the end. 7x plus 12x, 19x, take away 6y. Booyah. Just got to keep that rule in mind. Whatever's here, I multiply by each thing. Step by step it through. Really, really simple if you just step by step it through.